Put that on camera.
Well,
Alright, there's our barley wine. Tuck and I are nice and happy now. He's swishing around 5 gallons of barley wine that we're putting a little oxygen in to kickstart the yeast here. So we'll do this for about what, half an hour?
That sounds
45 minutes.
Man, you're pushing it. You're pushing it with the 45 minutes.
Maybe a couple more minutes. Give it a stop there for a second. Just keep your, don't let your hand off. You can see we almost nailed it. It's at the top end of the scale, 76. So by the time the yeast starts kicking in, and we throw this in the basement, it should be, it's just only going to drop from there. So the only concern I have now is that this thing goes crazy with the fermentation and blows the top off of it, or just blows bubbles through the top. But I've had that happen before, and we'll cross that road if and when we get to it.
Bridge.
Yeah, bridge. And here we've got our wort for the IPA, and I'm about ready to put that in the sink. We're going to cool that down a little bit, and then the process is the same. So maybe we'll check back one more time. But we're almost done. We've got about 12 more beers to kick through before we head to the casino and meet up with some Indian girls and go from there. All right. Oh, and by the way, for Racer, maybe we should send you one of these if you like your high gravity, because this barley wine should be top notch. Which reminds me, I do have a little hydrometer, so we will test the alcohol level in a few minutes and record the initial gravity and go from there. Alright.
Alright, what we're currently doing now is checking the gravity of the beer. My friend Jason here wants to go into further explanation as to what he's actually doing here.
Well, I believe this is called a hydrometer. We took a sample of the beer, and right now it's a thick solution with a lot of sugar in it. So what's going to happen is when the yeast starts eating through the sugar, the solution should lighten up in density. And the difference between the density of where it's at now and the ending point will give you how much alcohol is in it. For example, right now, if it says, I can't see the specific gravity now, it's got a percentage yield or something on the side. Let's say it reads 20% right now, as far as the density. When we come back here in a few weeks and we do another test, you're going to find that this the hydrometer is going to sink deeper, hopefully real deep, and then we're going to get a reading maybe at 2%. So if right now it's at 15% and it ends up at 2%, you minus the two together, and that's what, 13%. So that's where you get your ABV from, your alcohol content. So right now we are right at we are about 1.060 or so. And I'll go back and change the calculation based on the temperature of the water, so it kicks it up a few degrees. But right now we're looking at potential probably close to like 12% or so. So depending on how much pulls away from this, if it pulls down to like 2, 3, 4%, that's about 10%. So maybe not as strong as we had hoped for, but we're probably looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 10%. So that's our barley wine. We'll do a specific gravity of our IPA and let you know what the reading of that is, and we'll go from there.
Very good.